All right, my loves, good afternoon. I felt super guided to come on and do a transmission, an activation, some movement with all of you, and just know how powerful the energy is right now. And I want to give you a little bit of information because you also might be moving through this. But earlier today, I was not feeling well. Okay. So, like stomach cramping, feeling nauseous, um, just like all of that, like just not like that's, and I kind of felt it last night too, and just like very, very tired. Okay. And so it comes to the question then is like, do we push through or do we rest? And I was talking to someone up at the workout center at noon. And I said to him, I said, I feel like it always feels better to push through. Okay. And for the most part, that is true. However, my loves, when we are sick, when we can feel our body like there's some bacteria, there's something in my stomach, like it needs to purge out, right? And so I did rest a lot last night and this morning. And even my workout, it was light. And I was like, I have to take today off so that I can come back tomorrow and be on. Okay. Now, I get that we don't always have that choice, but like we have to allow our bodies to rest and to heal. Okay. Because we know what happens if we don't. If we keep pushing through, always, it leads to illness and disease. It leads to a forced shutdown of everything, where then you're in bed for weeks or months, which I know sounds dramatic, but you know it's true. Okay. So, all that being said, I don't always get it right, my loves, because like I said, I love to push through. It feels so good to push through that workout and come out the other side feeling so much stronger. But I could not do that today. Okay. And of course, there's nothing wrong with it. That's wisdom, right? And I am very tuned in with my body as long as I'm in my body, okay? And not disassociated, not too caffeinated, not somewhere in la la land, right? Like when I'm anchored in, I can scan my body and go, okay. And sometimes I override the signals, just like we all do. Okay. But I want you to remember, because of this potent energy we're in, okay, transformation, rebirth, like all of that stuff, my loves, we cannot be pulled out of that early. We have to allow the process. And that's another thing that I really want you to learn from me, because I have at sometimes felt like I was forced out of the cocoon early, okay, which I did not like. My whole body freaking rejected that. Okay. Let me be in this cocoon so I can actually emerge as the butterfly, right? Let the whole metamorphosis process happen so I can actually be the butterfly. Like, don't come in and interrupt me the minute you see the glow up happening, or come in and go, oh my God, something's going on in her world, because I can see her in that energy again. What's happening? You know what I mean? And it's just like, no, allow people to have these processes. And then that goes back to two, if you're creating it on social media, like, are you sharing in the middle of a transformation, or are you going to hide away and come out and share as the butterfly when you're on the other side? Totally up to you. But what I've learned, and has kind of been my downfall at times, is that I share the whole way through, and sometimes it gets interrupted in the middle, okay, by too much outside energy or outside forces coming in. Does that make sense? Okay, so you have to protect your transformation. You have to protect the metamorphosis that is happening. And like, it's not just going to happen one time in your life. Oh my gosh, my friends, I've been through so many rebirths to come out the other side and then hold more light. Got it? Okay. And people around me, they don't like when I go into the dark, or when I go into the cocoon, or when I do that thing, but I have to. It is such a necessary process for transmutation for life, for, maybe the energies I've collected in my field that have to get out, right? Or for me to go to, let's say, the underworld, the shadow world. I don't even know what's happening at the time. But I just know that part of the hiding away, part of the isolation is absolutely necessary. And I will own the fact that sometimes I stay there too long, okay, and get a little too comfortable in that, right? So we're all human here. None of us have it all figured out. None of us are doing it all right. But I want to share that with you so that you can also tune into your body, okay? And 9 times out of 10, it feels better for me to go for a walk than it does to lay down and take a rest. But like today, had to. And now I feel so much better. Like it's 4 o'clock. I allowed the processes to happen through the day. And now here we are. Okay. And so, just all that being said, like make sure you're asking your body what it needs. It's not going to be strong every single day, my loves. It's not supposed to be. Okay. Especially with as women and our cycles, right? Like the nature of our cycles and our body and how they're changing. But here's what I want to say real quick, which I haven't dove too much into about the menopause, perimenopause myths that are out there. If you're eating super clean and cleansing your body, like all of that, I feel like is going to be delayed or might not even happen for you. There are women in other areas of the world who never go through menopause. Okay. And so let us remember what is possible here. Got it? And one of the common denominators in all that, of course, is eating clean, of course, is cleansing out your body, but it's also being connected to God. Okay. Because when you are connected to source energy, you literally do see yourself like aging backwards, I'll call it, or really slowing down the aging process. Okay. And then, of course, being in water, fresh water, the ocean, salt water, huge for slowing down the aging process. I saw that big time when I was in Florida a couple years ago, and I would put the salt water all over my face and I would soak in the ocean like multiple times a day, and it was getting rid of all that stress. It was getting rid of all the BS that I had taken on as my own that was actually other people's shit. Okay. And so my loves, just huge reminders there. Like you have to take care of yourself. You are required to be your own best friend, your own biggest cheerleader, all of those things. Okay. And then you get to share with the world. And then you get to share all this light and love and joy and everything else with the world. Okay. And don't forget about the sacred anger, the sacred rage. Like that has a part too, for sure. Got it? Okay. So, all that being said, I just want to move into like some movement. Again, I'm feeling, what is it? The Lion's Gate, just this energy. And like, you get to open up to that too. Don't shut yourself off from it. This stuff is life changing when you allow it to flow through you. Okay. It's healing for other people. It's healing for yourself. It's activating of your sexual energy, your creative energy, all of those things that get shut down because of the world we live in, because of the food we eat, because we don't allow ourselves to embrace it all fully. Okay. So let's just stand up a little bit or for a little bit and literally just start to move. Okay. And you don't have to watch me. You can just do your own thing, but just move your body. Okay. And so we're moving the energy, we're moving our hips, all of that. Okay. And for me, snapping has just always been like an activation. It's always a way to activate. Okay. So move in the way that feels right for you. Got it? And the other thing I will say, I'll just kind of give you some more little insight, is that in the last year and a half, I really started moving differently in a way that wasn't true to myself a lot of the time. And in a way that was like, don't do that, shouldn't do that, do this, don't do that, like all these things. And there was this deep knowing that I wasn't moving in the way that was true to myself. Okay. And because of that, so much was shut down and so much was restricted. I restricted myself big time in a lot of ways. And then at other times was like this total overconsumption to kind of balance it all out. But so when you've lost the truth of who you are because you're taking on like other people's voices, other people's wants, desires for your life, other people's projections, like no, you have to get back to moving in the way that is true for you, my loves. Okay. And so this return to wholeness, this return to coming back to ourselves, right? So important. And I guess along the way, I've just realized about this whole food thing that we're so obsessed with. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, at some point, things that used to bring you so much satisfaction no longer do. And they're just a part of your day because you need them to be and you need the energy, right? But there are more important things that matter so much more than, like, I guess, chasing that next thing, that next high, that next meal, that next whatever it is that lives outside of ourselves, you know? And so I just allow you to, wherever you're at in the process, to like have your own awakening, have your own transformation. Like allow it. Don't resist it. Don't cling on to what is already leaving. Right? The universe is bringing you. I want to say something so much more, but I don't want to say more. It's like something that is so incredibly aligned with you, the truth of who you are, right? Don't they say like when you marry a woman, like you date like 30 different women in that lifetime? Yes. That's what makes us golden. That's what makes us rare. That is what makes us magical and mystical. And don't shut that down. Don't ever shut that down because you thought you had to stay the same your whole life. No, you are meant to change and shift and transform. Got it? Okay, my loves. Okay, so let those hips be free. Let your body be wild and feral and all of that stuff, my loves. Just allow it. And you don't have to hide it behind closed doors. You can do this out in public and give them all a show, and it doesn't matter because more women need to see this anyway. Okay. Okay. So, whew. You are allowed to own everything that you are and every single part of you that has been suppressed ever, that has ever been suppressed, that has been told, don't do it like that, don't move like that, don't smoke that cigarette, don't have that cocktail, don't get too skinny, don't be too fat, don't be too this, don't be too that. Like, nope, it's all going away because I've lived that way for way too long. And so have all of you. Okay. And all that being said, yes, be healthy. Yes, work towards your dream body if that's what you want. Like, you know, when you feel your best, my loves. Okay. And you don't have to kill yourself to get there. Right. If that's one thing I realized in middle age, like maybe even 2 years ago, I could push through like crazy. Not so much anymore. And so I have to honor that. right? Like 4:30 wake ups. I don't know about that anymore, right? But 6:15, a little more aligned right now. Got it? So again, honor that. Okay. Um, oh my gosh, but as I say this, um, what I want to tell you though is like, if you've slept too long because you wake up so tired. And those nights you wake up at 2 a.m. and you're like, oh my God, I have so much energy. But you just lay in bed anyway. No, get up. Go out to the stars. Go to your patio. Go out to the deck. Go outside. Go read. Go write. Go research on your computer. Like, you have all the energy. Why go back to sleep? You're going to wake up more tired the next time you get up. Okay. And there is so much to create here, my loves. Write out your story. Write out your manifestations. Detail out your dream partner. Like, okay, there's plenty that we can be doing at 2 a.m. So just a reminder there. Okay. 1 second. Give me 1 second. And so the other thing that I've realized for myself personally as of late is like hiding behind this computer versus being out there living, right? And so I will always do this work. I always want to do this work in some capacity, and then also open up to obviously collaborations and unions and partnerships and all of that, right? But like I have to be able to do it where I can just jump on out in the world, where I don't think, oh, I have to go home to get to my laptop or I have to go to that place and then sit. Like it can't be that. Like having my office out in the world is incredibly important too. Okay. And so I'm just navigating that for myself because I've realized how much I've held myself back, um, and really not been out there living because I've been hiding behind these computers and phones and all of that. Okay. And so I think that's a really important piece is like to see people doing their business and also out living, right? Because it has to be both. And there are times that I get super consumed and I'm like, this is all I want to do. It's all I'm focused on. And that's a good thing too, because we're passionate about it. It consumes us. And that's a really good thing. Okay. If you find something that totally consumes you, that is a really good thing. Right. Okay, my love. So the only other thing is like tapping your heart chakra. So the heart chakra activation, right? Always like I am always like feeling into my heart during the day. Okay. And here's what else I've noticed. So the whole food thing, I do feel like is a really big deal. It doesn't have to be, but like when you've had maybe issues with food in the past or binge eating or eating disorders of any kind, like it still kind of is, right? But if you eat dead food, you're going to feel dead. End of story. So, like, if I don't have fruit or something that's living or alive, okay, vegetables like cucumbers, whatever that is that gives me life force energy, like I feel quite dead inside. Okay. Now I can cleanse out all day on just lemon water and a little bit of coffee and feel pretty fine, maybe just a little bit of food. Okay. But pay attention. Like when is your energy your best? Got it? And as you ascend and as you get lighter and lighter, your vibration gets, I don't want to say higher even, I want to say wider. Like as your capacity expands, like for me, it is less and less food that is needed. Okay. And if I do have too much, it just like blocks everything up and I don't like that feeling. All right. So just like remember that, like you can let the old ways go and allow this new way of being and living and doing to come in. Let me say that again. You can let the old ways go and allow this new way of being and doing and living and moving in this world to come in. Huge reminder for every single one of us. Okay. So, my loves, I hope you thoroughly enjoyed that, got the most out of it. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Come back to this. Come back to these messages. Come back to the dance. Come back to the activation daily if you want. Like, leading into this Lionsgate energy and portal. Let us make the most of it. So thank you so much for being here. Would love to hear from you. Let me know if you have any questions on anything that was relayed here. And I will see you all again very soon.